Goliath is a B&M Hyper roller coaster located at 6 Flies Over Georgia in Austell, Georgia. Today I will be telling you why this is the best B&M Hyper roller coaster I've ridden so far. So Goliath is an amazing B&M, and so far, out of the B&Ms I've ridden, it's my second favorite B&M I've ridden so far, only behind Fury 325 at Carowinds. This ride is awesome. Every hill in the first half, like the two first camelbacks, give great sustained flow ejector airtime. The helix is a gray out moment for sure, and it's just a really good moment of the ride. But the final hills on this ride, like the final smaller camelbacks and the finale, are just great ejector airtime. I was not expecting ejector airtime on all those final hills. I was expecting the finale to have ejector, but I wasn't expecting these hills right here to have ejector, but it did. One thing I like about Goliath is I realized with the other hypers I've ridden, like after the airtime hills, you just slowly go back down to your seat. After an airtime hill in Goliath just slams you really hard back down in your seat. That just shows how aggressive this ride is compared to other B&M hypers I've ridden. Goliath currently ranks number 9 on my rankings. It's right behind Fury 325, but right in front of Candemonium. Goliath is just such an amazing ride. The forces on this ride are amazing too. It's very intense. The helix is insane. There's only one moment of this ride that isn't that good, and that's the drop. The drop really doesn't give any airtime. Maybe some weak floater, but overall the drop isn't that good. It's the weakest B&M hyper drop I've experienced. But I mean, B&M hyper drops are always fun still. Also, the setting of the ride is pretty good. How you just fly over like the road that leads into 6 Flies Over Georgia, and you go over Georgia Scorcher in the pathways. It's really cool. As you know, I always love B&M hypers, but this one is just doesn't even feel like a B&M. It feels like an intimate. That's how insane this ride feels. Every hill you're just flying out of your seat. As I said, the drop isn't that strong, but every other hill is really strong. Strong flow ejector in the first half, strong ejector for a B&M too, strong ejector in the second half. This ride actually has the best B&M airtime I've experienced so far, because although Fury is definitely better, the airtime is not as strong as Goliath airtime. But Goliath is just an amazing coaster overall. Another con with this ride is that it has a pretty bad rattle. It definitely shakes a lot throughout the ride, but it's still not a bad rattle. Also, the trim on that one hill, or right before one of the hills, hits really hard some days. Like my second day I was there, or technically I had half a day there that day. The trim was hitting really hard, and it definitely was not running as fast as it did when I rode it on my first day there. But yeah, Goliath is still overall an amazing B&M hyper. So now let's take a front row ride on Goliath. So first you climb to a top height of 200 feet, and then you go down the 175-foot drop. This drop, as I said, isn't that good, but it's still a decent drop. You hit your top speed of 70 miles per hour right here, and then you go over this first sustained flow ejector airtime hill. This gives great flow ejector airtime. Then you go through this turn, and then you go through another flow ejector airtime hill, and then you go through this insane helix. This helix is a for sure gray out moment. Oh, and you get airtime going up into the helix too, but right here you're just graying out for sure. It's so strong. And then you hit this trim, which on some days it's not hitting, so you get some really good sustained flow ejector airtime on this hill if the trim isn't hitting. Other days you'll just get floated there because the trim's hitting hard. Then you go through this turn right here. I actually like that turn because it kind of throws you to the side of the turn. Then you go through these two final ejector airtime hills, and they're really strong. And then you go through the finale where you'll just get tossed out of your seat on every single hill, like right here. It's just strong ejector. So Goliath is just overall an amazing B&M. It's so far the best B&M hyper coaster I've ridden, and it's just overall a really, really good ride. And that's why I'm giving Goliath a 9.8 out of 10. The only reason I'm not giving this a 10 out of 10 is because of the drop and the very bad rattle. Other than that, Goliath is a really, really good coaster. It's intense. It has great airtime. And it's just such a great coaster. So yeah, that is my review on Goliath at Six Flags Over Georgia. Make sure to like this video, also subscribe to the channel, and I will see you all next time. Keep coasting on my coaster demons. Peace.